All right, so we got the 3 Kizer knives right here. Which one to check first? All right, let's do this one here last. And then how about the Comet or the Feast? Okay, let's start with the Comet here, shall we? All right, here we go. The interesting new change, I guess. This is new, right? It comes in this sort of like denim jeans looking taco wrap, sort of, with the sort of leather Kizer product denim right there. Is that a patch? Yeah, that's an EDC Velcro right there, patch. So check that out. So that's interesting. Before we get to that, we have the typical instructions and warranty stuff with the wiping cloth in there. And then we have the Action of Dreams, or Action for Dream sticker going on there. It's pretty cool, pretty standard stuff. And then check this thing out. It's like sort of like a burrito. Now this is interesting, right? This is pretty neat. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Typically, this is something you will buy outside of, you know, just getting it included with your knife. You know, let's see that it has multiple pockets on here. That's pretty neat. One is a little narrower than the other 3. These 3 are about the same size. That's pretty neat. So additional hardware going on here. Already has the sort of blue thread lock going on there. And then here is the knife. Let's make some room for it. All right, here we go. Check this thing out. All right, this one is the Comet, right? The Kizer Comet. First things first, first impressions, I see a very narrow design going on here, which is pretty neat, very elegant. I want to say this pocket clip right here, it looks to be titanium, right? So titanium pocket clip right there. That looks really nice, very elegant. We have the red, I want to say micarta with a matching micarta pivot color going on there. Then we have the bolsters, right? Those are going to be, it looks like titanium as well. The only pull that I'm getting is from the stainless steel liners, right? Those are proud, right? Proud liners, and they are stainless steel. We have one standoff back here, your lanyard hole. And it looks like a flipper deployment kind of knife. Flipper deployment and flipper deployment only. Here we go. Well, bam. Take a look at this thing, you guys. The Demko knives. It is a Demko knives design. The Comet, and it is a liner lock, right? And let's check out the deployment again. Nice and jimp flipper there. Well, boom. It has a very good action, I'll tell you that right now. It looks like we have a clip point, right? Clip point blade, maybe a slight hint of harpoon right here, perhaps, but mostly a clip point with a flat grind, a bit of a switch right here for personality. Satin finish. Okay, we got the Kizer logo. And the 154 cm is a steel on this one. Think of 154 cm like a step above D2, 14C, 28N, and Nitro V, right? Steels like those. And then we have the model name, the Comet, and Demko Knives logo right there as a designer. Pretty neat, right? And, you know, in a way, very elegant. So, whoops, let's see. I'm going to try to light switch it. All right, so that works. What if I push button it? All right, that works too. So yeah, but either way, I guess if I push button it too slow, right, I could kind of hold the blade from opening, but you know, it has a good detent, good snappy detent right there. So yeah, that's very well tuned, very solid. Again, the jimping on the flipper definitely helps quite a bit. And bam. So yeah, as good of a solid of an action as you can get, as satisfying of an experience you can have with a flipper only deployment. As you guys know me, I typically tend to lean more towards knives that have at least 2 or more deployment options, just for variety, just for, you know, sake of having, you know, more options rather than less options. But you know, there's something to be said about flipper onlys. You know, they're pretty elegant. All right, if you're looking for just a knife that is functional, it's, you know, you're not looking for the most fidgety thing out there, it definitely gets the job done. So good access to the lock bar from here, right, from the show side, and good tension to the, did I say lock bar? I meant the liner. And you can easily push the liner bar there out of the way, and you are good to go. So yeah, very slim, very elegant, right? Not necessarily a large knife. I would say this is more of a medium category style knife. So let's do some size comparisons here, shall we? Let's do some of the usual. Here's the PM2. Here is the Para 3. Right, take a look right there. The Para 3 is going to be a little bit bigger. Right, of course, the PM2 is going to be a whole lot bigger. Again, I would say, you know, medium, like the beginning of the medium category. So just past small and into the medium category, if anything. Here's the Demko AD 20.5 and the Shark Cub. So very similar to the Shark Cub, although the Shark Cub is just a hair bigger. Of course, the AD 20.5 is going to be much bigger as well. Here's the Civivi Vision FG and Sentinel Strike, two very popular knives from last year, right? The Sentinel Strike is going to be a very large knife, whereas the Vision FG is just a large knife. So that's what I mean by it's in the medium category, right? So the Comet, right, medium-sized knife. And last but not least, the CJRB Pyrite and the Raccoon, right? Both of them are going to be a little bit bigger than the Comet. So the Comet is actually, you know, smaller and narrower of a profile. The blade is also narrower as well, right? So to get a feel for it. Of course, you know, this is just to give you a ballpark, an idea where these knives land, more or less, right? So you know. Right, and it's just, you know, again, really, really snappy there with that flipper. Yeah, there was a trend for a moment. People doing, designers or OEMs doing knives without a jimping on the flipper, and that just kind of ruins the experience. So a jimping is always necessary. That gives you additional grip to be able to deploy the knife, right, each and every time. Reduces less possibilities or chances of slipping off. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is the ergonomics. Let's check that really quick. So let's see, I have average hands. My hands are not the biggest, not the smallest of hands. I'm able to get a full 4-finger grip, right? So in a sense, that flipper tab is going to work as a finger guard, right? Forward choking on this one is a little bit uncomfortable. So probably back here, your standard grip is going to be the way to go. And I'm able to basically get a grip of the entire handle. So if you have bigger triple XL, quadruple XL bear paws, then, you know, you might find this knife a tad bit shorter for you. And if you're a linear individual, you might add that for additional grip on the knife. But, you know, it is a medium knife, so it's not, you know, for me, it's fine. I'm able to get just enough grip on there where there's a hair of handle left, if anything. But, yeah, I mean, as far as ergonomics goes, it feels good. Pocket clip is titanium, maybe a little bit longer, arguably a little bit longer. And it's about this much deep carry in the pocket, so you still have a little bit showing. That gives you something to pinch and pull, and it is not reversible. I noticed that as well. So it seems like it would have been pretty easy to make it reversible and put a filler tab. But again, I make the same point I've been making so far with crossbar locks and liner locks. For crossbar locks and other more ambidextrous friendly knives like button locks and crossbar locks, those always typically have the reversible pocket clip. For liner locks, I'm seeing, and crossbar locks, I'm seeing that not that many OEMs actually bothered to make it reversible. So I'm not sure why, but that is something to keep in mind there. I feel like, you know, I mean, I'm doing it with my left hand here. I don't see an issue, right? Typically with a crossbar lock, you'll run into perhaps putting unnecessary pressure on the lock bar, but see, that's not a problem with a liner lock because the actual bar is inside underneath the scales. So yeah, I mean, it could have been a ambidextrous knife. I mean, I'm doing it with my left hand here, and I only ever use my left hand when I'm doing these videos. I don't really use my left hand to use a knife on a day-to-day, you know, sort of task-by-task approach. So, and if I'm able to do it with my not so trained left hand, that means that a lefty out there could definitely possibly enjoy this knife, except the pocket clip is not sure why it's not reversible. But that being said, let's do our scientific cutting test. By the way, there's good jimping right here in the back of the blade. Boom, I'm locked in and ready to go. Now, if I wanted to do something more like right here, I could do that as well, given the clip point nature to it. It does have a little bit of belly here towards the tip, right? And honestly, it's, you know, the design is pretty elegant. Really love it. Nice kind of contouring all around the titanium bolster there. We have same sort of contouring all around the micarta as well. It looks very elegant. It looks very nice. It's also milled inside. And yeah, it doesn't feel like a heavy knife at all. All right, let's just do our scientific cutting test here, shall we? Let's see, some initial cuts with this 154 cm steel. All right, check that out. It goes in the paper very well. All right, some full slices here. Bam. All right, check that out. So yes, it will definitely cut some paper. There's absolutely no doubt about that. What about some cardboard? I have some everyday cardboard right here. This is from an Amazon box. Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but rather at an angle like this. And there is a section here that is dual wall. Right, I guess that's how it came. There's our single wall section right there. So let's see, what's the best way? Let's just do it from, it's an interesting piece of cardboard, right? So let's do it here from left to right. Right, so it's gonna catch this bottom part or back part, which is dual cardboard. Let's see how it does. That went pretty well. That was pretty effortless. And again, I'm doing it a little bit slower than I normally would, just so you guys can kind of capture it. All right, let's see here. Right, there we go. Let's do one more right here. Nice. And now it's all dual cardboard, dual wall cardboard from here. So let's see how that goes. You know, a tad bit more challenge. I feel it as I'm putting more pressure, but again, it's going through it like fairly easy right here. Not really breaking a sweat at all. You know, and for any knife for that matter, well, typically I'm trying to make sure I get a good grip here. Any knife for that matter would struggle with dual cardboard. That's just in the nature of it. You are cutting twice the amount of material at the same time. So twice the amount of materials going through the edge. So, you know, it makes sense that it might struggle a little bit, but even then, right, this one did pretty well. So yeah, a factory edge on this. It has certainly seen some use by now by the other YouTubers that have checked it out before me. So definitely give me a rating in the comments. All right, how sharp is this guy on a scale from 1 through 10? All right, let me know. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the Kizer Comet, right? Very interesting Demko design. Demko knives design, EDC knife right here from Kizer, 154 cm, flipper deployment, titanium bolster lock with micarta, titanium clip. I'm not quite sure on the price on this one, so definitely check the links below. I would, obviously, by the time you're watching this video, I would have already edited it. It will be on YouTube, and obviously I would have looked it up and linked to as many websites as I possibly can. So if you're interested picking this one up for yourself, you absolutely can. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you. With that said, guys, let me know what do you want to know about this knife for the review video. Of course, this was just an unboxing and first impressions video, right? The actual review is coming up here, you know, in the next couple of weeks. If you found value out of this video, guys, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you like knife and EDC content like this on a daily basis, please do consider subscribing. I promise you it'll be worth coming back for more. And if you want to support the channel a step further, there's a link for Patreon down below, or you can simply support the channel right here on YouTube by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. That being said, guys, I have 2 videos right here, one on your left, one on your right, for 2 other banging Kizer knives that you should definitely check out next. If you made it to the end, you are the real MVP. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video, either this one or this one. Peace.